I'm currently filming the first segment of this video from my bedroom in the United States, and it is exactly 1 week before I leave to study abroad. Studying abroad is something I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. I signed up for this program before my freshman year of college even started, so I've been waiting for this for over a year. But I decided that I really wanted to study abroad in my junior year of high school, so it's been a while, and I'm really excited that it's finally here. So in 1 week, I'm going to be flying from Nashville to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Santiago. And that's where I will be studying abroad, is in Santiago, Chile. So while I will be spending most of my time in the city of Santiago, on weekends I get to travel all around South America. So I'm gonna be seeing places like Machu Picchu, Patagonia, Easter Island, and all kinds of other places. So that's really, really exciting for me. I've been blessed with this opportunity, and I've been excited for a really long time. But I'm also really nervous too, just because I'm not as good at Spanish as I would like to be, considering that I'm a double major in English and Spanish. So that's a little nerve-wracking. Also, I've never been to South America, so that's a little daunting, but I'm also really excited just because I know it's gonna just exceed my expectations. So I'm ready, and I'll be keeping this video diary hopefully weekly so that my friends and my family can kind of keep up with what I'm doing and I don't have to relay my story over and over again. So that's kind of the main point of this. If other people like stumble upon it, that's okay too, but this is really just for my close friends and my family that want to keep up with what I'm doing. So I'm going to bring you guys along, and hopefully you guys are going to get to see what it's like in Chile. And I'm going to take you guys on a little tour of our room that we're living in. This is walking in. So we have a huge living room, basically, compared to everybody else. And I'm a huge fan of the window and the flowers and Sarah. And then our kitchen with, did you see the other people's fridge, Sarah? Because ours is like huge. Like, we seriously got the biggest room. Although you have the world's tiniest dishwasher down here. Yeah, and then after you walk through the kitchen, there's this giant sliding door into our bedroom. And then after the bedroom, we go back here. Here's our bathroom. I actually haven't looked in the shower. What the heck is that? And then our closet.
We have a walk-in closet. We're the only ones.
Yeah, the only people with a walk-in closet. Yeah, Sarah, we lucked out because everybody else is like really small, but somehow we just snagged the great room. So yeah, we're about to tape pictures on the wall. We're not really supposed to, but we're gonna do it anyway. And Sarah already has other blankets and stuff.
I know. I'm ready.
This is what they put in our room, and then Sarah already put blue comforters on her bed.
Oops.
Yeah. So it's super cool. So all of day one was basically kind of walking around the city and figuring out where things in Santiago are, which was really helpful. We rode the metro for the first time. We went to the mall and we got to go to the grocery store and get to do a little grocery shopping, so that was really fun. And we also got to eat lunch with the Perkins family, who is the family that lives here in Chile, and they take care of Lipscomb students while we're here, and that was really awesome because they're super nice and they're super fun to hang around with. But I have a small problem because when you're out in public, you're not supposed to have your phone out. You're not supposed to have it in your hand or in your back pocket or anything, because theft in Santiago is really, really common. So if you're walking around and your phone's in your hand, people will run up and snatch it from you and take off running. And so you have to be really, really careful about when you take it out and when you take pictures and stuff. And as Sarah says, you can risk it all and take some pictures, but I think I'm going to wait until I know the area a little bit better and just kind of know my surroundings. But once I get some stuff to show you guys, it's really, really cool. So I'm excited for you to see that. But for now, day 1 is over. I'm about to make some tea and take a shower. But orientation continues tomorrow, and I'm really excited. From the end of day 3. Basically, day 2 was like lots of walking. We walked all the way to the Language Institute and then across town again to the church where we're going to be taking classes. And then from the church, we had to take a bus to the mall. And then from the mall, we walked back through the park like a mile and a half. Back to our apartments. So yesterday I ordered food for the first time on my own in Spanish, and I did pretty well. I had to get her to repeat herself a lot. I kept having to say como. So but once she repeated it enough, like I understood what she was saying, and I was able to tell her like what I wanted and like answer her questions. So that was nice to like feel like I could communicate, because yesterday morning I was on the roof looking at the view, and the maintenance man came up there and he was trying to talk to me, and I just kept having to say I'm sorry, lo siento, like I just don't understand. And that was kind of discouraging, because like that'd be a really nice thing to like have a conversation with someone, but I think it's definitely going to come with time, so that's kind of encouraging. And there's a lot of things I've already kind of picked up on already, so that feels really good. And then last night we walked over to the smaller grocery store again, and I bought a bunch of groceries, just like bread and peanut butter, jelly, cheese, and things like that, just to like make quick snacks, like make meals. And then once we got back to the apartments, we all just kind of hung out, and we thought a little bit about the trips that we're going to take. But right now we're kind of stuck because there's not really a whole lot of flights to Easter Island, which is like one of our number 1 places that we want to go. So we're going to try and figure that out as best we can. But we have a lot of other trips planned. We think our first trip is going to be to the Andes. We're going to go skiing, so that's super exciting. But that's going to be next weekend probably. And then today we did a ton of walking through all the open markets that are in Chile. So the first one that we went to was kind of small. It wasn't small by like my standards, but the second one that we went to was absolutely insane. Like there were so many people, you were just like shoulder to shoulder with people just walking like a single file, just kind of like shuffling along. And I mean, people are like shoving, and they all have these carts that they carry the groceries in, so they're like running into you with these carts. They're all like pointing at you because you don't look like you're from Chile, which they're correct, and then they start like yelling at you in Spanish. You don't know what they're saying, and they're asking you questions, and it's really, really chaotic. But it just gave us like really cool insight to like their culture, and that's really awesome. And then after that we saw like a fish market, we saw a flower market, and those were both really cool. And then we went to a really small market that sells like fruits and fish, and they have some empanadas, and they're like just down the road from our apartments. And so I think that's the one I'm probably going to go to the most, because I have a fear that I will either get lost or lose something and never be able to find it again in the markets that we went to today. But we also went to this church, the Santa Lucia church, and it's up on this hill, and you have this massive view of Santiago, just like full 360-degree view of the city, and it just goes on forever, like as far as you can see. Which that was something to me that like I had no idea Santiago was that big. Like I knew it was a large city, and people always say it's like the New York of Chile, but it is so massive, it just is beyond words. But tomorrow we get to go to the church and we're eating lunch there and we get to meet some local Chileans. So that's really exciting. But that's our last day of orientation, and then on Monday we start classes.